Hi, I'm Dr. Colbert. I'm going to be your professor for Math 2020 Differential Equations in the fall 2021 semester. I wanted to take a few minutes and show you around the Canvas page, show you the syllabus, and show you WebAssign, which will be our homework system. And most of this will be really self-explanatory, so I'll be as brief as I can be. When you log into Canvas, this is the page that you're going to see, and it's got links for the syllabus, assignments, class lectures, and office hours. The class lectures, first of all, the class lectures should go from 12:30 to 1:45, not to 2. But the virtual office hours are going to be a different Zoom link than the class lectures because my office hours are for all of my classes. So just so that you're aware, those are different Zoom links. That's really the homepage there. So I want to walk you through the syllabus, and we'll talk about a few things here. I really want this course to be as close of a representation as of a normal semester as we could make it. So even though it's virtual, I still want to lecture basically twice a week for 75 minutes like I would if we were in person. And then what I'm going to be doing is I've decided I am going to be recording those lectures and posting them on Canvas. So I'll have a spot for that. And then I also have taught this course I guess I've taught this course a lot, but I taught this course in spring 2020 when we went to virtual, fall 2020 when it was completely virtual, spring 2020 when it was virtual again. Anyways, I've taught this course multiple times, so I have some old material is what I'm saying. So I have not only our normal lectures, but I also have some old videos that I can post that can kind of help us through. So that's that. So I have some links and I'll show you where those are all on our modules page. If we look through the syllabus, again, super self-explanatory. I'm going to be as brief as I can. It's got my contact information up at the top. Again, everything I've said, we're going to record our class lectures and I'll post them to Canvas. I have old stuff in case it's useful. Here's my virtual office hours link. I do have 2 small kids, so I generally don't answer emails between 3 and 9 p.m. Sometimes I can, but generally I'm not too reliable there. And most of the material that we're going to be doing here is going to be done on WebAssign. Okay, so that includes an ebook. So we're using a first course in differential equations by Zill. You don't have to buy a paper copy of the book, but if you want, you can rent a paper copy for $8. Really, you could probably buy an old edition of the book and it would be fine. So if you really want to have a book to study from or to learn from, just buy an old edition. It's usually pretty cheap, but you really don't have to buy anything. You already have the ebook that's going to be accessible to you through WebAssign, and I'll show you the link for that. Okay, as far as assistance for the course, just talk to each other. I'll try and set up a discussions page so that you can at least have an opportunity to say hi to each other. WebAssign has some information. Talk to me, email me, come to office hours. And I do want to encourage you, do not go to the Math Academic Center. You are now officially past you're taking classes that are high enough that you shouldn't be going to the Math Academic Center anymore. The Math Academic Center is really meant for students up to, it's kind of meant for students up to Calc 1, maybe Calc 2. Sometimes Calc 3 students go. Definitely differential equations is too far. Okay, so that's definitely past where you should be getting help from the Math Academic Center. If you need help with something, email me, talk to each other, use WebAssign, whatever you need to do, but just don't go to the Math Academic Center. Okay. As far as our structure of the course, I'm going to have 3 mid-semester exams. They're each going to be worth 100 points. I'll have a cumulative final. It's going to be worth just the same amount as a normal exam. And then we'll have homework, which will be 150 points. The homework will be done on WebAssign. Okay. The exams will be done using proctoring software. I will talk a little bit more about that as we get closer to the time. And I'll have a practice assessment that's not worth any points, but just so that you can kind of get used to the proctoring software there. Okay, so again, that's the grade calculation. I do not use plus or minus grades, so just so that you're aware of that ahead of time. Okay, classroom conduct and expectations. This is actually a paragraph that is slightly outdated because it doesn't reflect the virtual learning component here, but basically just be respectful of one another. I know that you're probably going to be at home, but still dress appropriately, still act appropriately, everything that you need there. So you can just review the standard code of conduct from the university if you have any questions. If you have any questions about academic dishonesty, also just let me know, but this is again pretty self-explanatory. So I don't care if you work in groups, as long as your work is your work. If other people helped you get there, but you understand it, I'm totally fine with you putting that down for your own homework. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, let me know. If you're registered with disability services, or if you're a student athlete, or if you need to travel for work, or basically if there's anything that I need to know about you, just email me, say hi, and tell me what that is, and we'll work on it together. Okay, so that's really all I have to say about the syllabus. I do at the very end have kind of a rough layout of when we'll talk about what material. It's very rough, but the tests I will keep on these days. So if I have to kind of rearrange the order, I might have different stuff on the tests, but the tests will almost definitely be at the end of the 5th week, the 10th week, and the 15th week. Okay, so again, we'll talk about what material will be on each test as we go along. Okay, and I think that is that. So I'll have the test due over a range of a few days, and then you can take the test anytime there. So it'll be very similar to the homework. Okay, it'll probably be on WebAssign. It'll be using proctoring software. And again, I'll talk about that as we go along. All right, so if we go back to Canvas just very quickly, if we click on the assignments link on the front here, this will bring you to all of the homework assignments that we have. And if you click on these, I'm not going to do it because I would have an error, but if you click on these, it is going to bring up your WebAssign page. I don't have a student WebAssign account, I have a faculty one, so that's why I get an error when I click on these, but you should click on these links and it should bring up a page like this for WebAssign. So this is our Math 2020 course. It says all the due dates for all the different assignments that we have, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So really, if there's any questions about anything here, just let me know, but that's how you'll access WebAssign. Okay, so again, this is in the, there's 2 ways to get it. You can go to the modules page, and you can actually also click access here, or you can access each individual assignment there, or on the home page. Okay, so again, you could click assignments, that'll bring you back to the modules page. The modules page is where I'm going to host all of the information that we're going to have over the semester. So this is the place where I'll put all the lecture videos and so on. The lecture videos, by the way, I want to emphasize, I'm not going to post to YouTube. They're just going to be private videos for us in the course to have. So they're not going to be released to the world. They'll just be videos that anyone in the course can go back and review, but they won't be widely available beyond that. Also, and here's where, yeah, I have a class lectures page there. At the very bottom of the modules page, I have a handouts section. This is just kind of some information. So here, this top link is just how to get that $8. It's basically like a cheap 3-hole punch version, but it's $8 including shipping. If you want to have the actual print version of the textbook, here, this Laplace transforms is a handout that we'll talk about in chapter 7. You don't really need to worry about that. But also these links down here are basically YouTube channels where I hosted my previous lecture videos. So if there's a topic that you feel like you want to review, that might be one resource that you have. It's me explaining all these topics again, because I taught this course asynchronously for a couple semesters in a row. Okay, so I have all of those lectures there. Okay, and I think that's basically everything I wanted to say about the course. If anyone has any questions about anything, always feel free to just send me an email and I'll answer as soon as I can. I look forward to meeting you all very soon. Take care.